My name is Georgia, and I am the creator of Scrap the Catwalk. I am a vendor who sets up shop at conventions, local art shows, and pop-up events in Florida. I am here to talk about my experience as a vendor through my eyes. So turn up the volume and let's get started. Can you believe this is the 7th volume of the Lakeland Punk Rock Flea Market? Over 80 vendors and food trucks from all across Central Florida. This will easily be the largest punk flea yet. And as always, it's totally free, skater approved, pets welcome, and mostly kids safe, PG-13-ish. They have several hands-on opportunities for the young punks to get involved, like make your own buttons, patches, zines. You don't have to be punk to enjoy the punk flea, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, we got a lot to cover here, so let's get started. I was one of the very first vendors to be part of this event since 2019. The Lakeland Punk Rock Flea Market is conceived and organized by Chad Chadistain. Chad, did I say that right? And his wife Ellen and their furless cat. Okay, let's go in and talk about Chad a little bit. Sorry to embarrass you, but here we go. Chad grew up in the punk rock world and wanted to share this world with his kids and family. So he created this flea market with vendors who have some form of counterculture punk rock. Metal, rock and roll, devil horns. You feel the vibe, right? So you see original art, handmade jewelry, band shirts, hard to find records, CDs and tapes, upcycle vintage clothing, household goods, custom attire, oddities, live t-shirt screen printing, and so much more. A very busy market. It is located at the Swan Brewery, so you can carry your beer, shop, and listen to music. It is a family safe, and you can come to hang out, shop, eat, and listen to live music. In 2019, September 29th was the first show, and for a 10 by 10, it was the cheapest booth around at $30. That price doesn't exist anymore, people, but it has grown from like 40 vendors to 80 vendors. Okay, now as a vendor, this show holds very dear to my heart. But before we get into all the mushy feelings and such, let me tell you how easy this show is to set up and break down. It is the easiest of all shows, but is the hardest to vend. We all have tents, but it's always freaking hot. Like you're gonna get sunburned no matter what. And it just blows my mind how all the hardcore punk heads come dressed in their heavy gear. Now, I'm from California and I'm used to seeing people who wear black all the time with their band shirts, their rubber dresses, the spiked jeans. I was a kid coming of age teenager in the 80s. So the style of ripped jeans and the red hair and the high mohawks is not new to me. But the weather in California allows us to dress with more layers of crazy. However, in Florida, the humidity, you definitely have to be from here to pull that heavy utility off. Okay, a little distracted. Let's get back to the show. So we start with the famous vendor email. We get the map of the location and where we will be setting up. Each vendor is given a spot around the brewery. The event starts at 11 a.m., but the vendors arrive as early as 9:30 to set up. The only rules he really has for vendors is to stay positive and don't be an ass, and not to tear down before the event ends. The spots are numbered, but we still need to check in. Once all that is squared away, we can drive up to our spot and unload. I still bring my dolly and wagon just in case. Once we unload, then we can drive our car across the street to the post office or somewhere further down the street. The street we set up on is very large, but he does have to move our vehicles out as quickly as possible so the other vendors can get in and out. So parking is first come, first serve, but parking has never been an issue and you can see your car wherever you set up. Setting up shop has to be quick because the people always arrive early, and I'm not kidding, always, and ready to buy. I honestly have never seen an eager crowd like the ones that come to this event, so be ready. This event really takes care of this vendors. They really do. And the best part is the hospitality we receive by Chad and Ellen, and of course, the volunteers. We are there all day, and the bottled water and the snacks and even donuts that are passed out are a real morale booster. So once you set up shop, the music is already going, and during the event, the bands are playing, so it's very loud and a very busy show. The one thing I do suggest is to, of course, wear sunblock, but be aware that your tent may give you shade, but it won't protect you from the heat. I bring a fan now with a charger, and I'm not messing around. I bought one of those high-end fans, and not only does it save me from overheating, it always brings a lot of customers to linger, which is a great selling technique. Umbrellas, if you have one, bring it because there's no shade. While walking around, it's hot and the sun's coming down on the asphalt. So, just, protect your skin. So now you have food and alcohol being served with music. Well, it is the best combination for sales. That is for sure. Have your cash and card readers on you. The faster you know how to give out change and take card payments, the better. Don't plan on sitting down, even though I'm sure you'll find a way to, pop a squat. But I always stand and on the outside of my tent to take payments and watch who comes in and out of my store. It's a great way to keep an eye on your items because the store will get crowded, and I mean crowded. I have a store that you can walk in. Other people's have a table, so, they're out in the street. So it really depends on how you set up your store. So this is how it's been in the past. And like every show, it's always a gamble. And I only hope that it will continue to be like this again and again. So the show has gone from 40 vendors to 80 vendors. And I'm pretty sure he wants to hit the 100 mark. When this starts to happen, you'll have more competition. And so standing out is a must. One of my favorite shops that really inspires me is Shannon and her husband. They're the creators of the Citron Ghost. They are the creators of the Poison Diaries on YouTube and TikTok. Their business focuses on creepy and dark plants, as well as an array of goth-focused items. Because they have a spot to do selfie shots at their store, it is so Instagram worthy. And they seem to be the one shop that pops up on social media in pictures and on YouTube channels. I'll put their shop link below so you can check it out yourself. All the shops are unique, and you don't have 3 candle makers, 3 soap makers. Usually it's like another person may have the same thing, but it's different. I think that's what makes the event so awesome for vendors. But as the vendor list grows, and just like every event, you have to find a way to stand out. Just don't bring a bubble machine. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's get back to the show. Bring your water, bring your snacks, bring extra clothes. It will be hot and you're gonna get sweaty. Bring paper towels to wipe off the sweat and set up a little trash can. Now, when 6 p.m. comes around, don't plan on breaking down. People will still be there. And if you're lucky, you won't have much left. But start cleaning up slowly and keep your merchandise up. Now, once the dust clears, you can begin breaking down. My suggestion is to pack up everything before bringing your vehicle in. You can easily walk over to your car and drive it up to your spot and begin to load. Oh, did I say walk to your car? I mean, drag your body to your car. You're gonna be tired. Low key, not kidding. Now, let's get into the backstory. For my reasons, this show gives me the feels. Now, this show changed my life, and I know those are strong words, but in 2017, I had my first Etsy craft party in St. Pete, Florida. And at the time, my business name was So Atomic, and I was only making upcycle t-shirt bags. I've always been an upcycle designer, and I have been making my t-shirt bags since 2015. I did my second Etsy show in 2019, and this man, Chad, comes around looking at my bags and told me that he's looking for vendors to set up at this new punk show in Lakeland. When he said punk show, I was like, yes, please. Right away, I thought of California. He told me that my bags would do well with this crowd and that if I was interested. I got lucky because not only have I been part of this event since day one, I have been lucky enough to return for every show since 2019. He does rotate the artists out, but when you are the only artist that does what you do, you just might be back. I know I am starting to see people do more of what I do, so I plan on stepping it up this coming September. So mark your calendars. I found my people. This was the first show that really took me on the path that I am on now. The response I received from my art was incredible. I focused only on the bags and eventually started to grow more, but my upcycle bags have always been my focus. The confidence I gained from being part of the show really inspired me to try new things, but it also took me back to what I know. I always think back to if Chad never found me. I can never get through this because it's so emotional. I was going down a different path and I couldn't find my niche because my niche was back in California. So I thought I would never thought a punk rock flea market in Lakeland, Florida would be the place I would fit in. But I do fit in, and the event reminds me so much of being home in California. He supports his artists and he is a cheerleader for all of us. So thank you, Chad and Ellen, for creating an amazing community of artists, bands from all over. I have so many more stories to share. So if you like what you hear and you want more, subscribe to my channel. If you want to find me on social media, head over to the Instagram and find me at Scrap the Catwalk. I will be posting a series of events every Wednesday. If you really want to support my channel, check out Buy Me a Coffee. If you really want me on YouTube and you want to see my visual expressions when I tell stories, go to Buy Me a Coffee and just do that. Buy me some coffees. All my links will be down below in the description, but if you head over to my Instagram page, you can see all my art and all the events that I will be heading off to. Thank you so much. The next event is September 24th, 2023 in Lakeland, Florida. And in November 26th, it would be in Bradenton, Florida. So mark your calendars because the show will go on, rain or shine. Now, he does have a website that I'll put down below. If you want to become a vendor for any of his shows, keep an eye on the Facebook event page. He usually will reach out to vendors and not make an announcement, but his contact information is on the Facebook event page and you can check it out yourself.